Welcome to Custom Bookbinding, or www.bookbind.net on the web. And I'd like to show you today, this is a 1630 King James Bible that we restored. As you can see in the cover, this is the original cover that we had. This is all that was left on it. This was the back side of the cover. And there was leather here, as you can see, and some marbling. But the customer wanted it totally replaced. And something that they seen was a picture like this, that they seen something that was similar in a King James Bible that was restored. And so we came up with this design here. And the reason we chose some of the things that we did to do this with is that the design and the artwork is from the Baroque period. So this is starting from the 1600s, from when this Bible was actually printed. So I'll just show you on the inside the date of the printing is 1630. And you can see the original paper was cut crooked, and which is often the case when they were doing it by hand. Not that they had three-sided trimmers like we do today that does things perfectly square. So this is obviously a book done back in the 1630s. This book was done in, and the binding was actually in pretty good shape. The back of the spine we did have to do a little bit of work to get these all back straight. This is the original patina of the pages themselves. As you can see, the top is much darker, a little bit lighter here and here. It was missing the genealogy, but the customer was able to find a genealogy that we could tip in. The genealogy was a little bit larger, and so we actually trimmed it down to size, and this we were able to bind that into the front of the book to blend it in with the rest of the book. But what we did do is we used a acid-free stain on the edge, and it did soak a little bit, but it because the paper was so dry and so porous. But we needed an acid-free paper to kind of blend it, so it kind of looked like the rest of the book. See how the rest of the book is worn, the pages are inside there. But that way then it kind of blends with the rest of the book and doesn't stand out. So when we first put it in, it just didn't look right because it just was so bright, because we had to cut it and trim it to get it in. But as you can see, it blends nicely in with the book now and keeps its age. Also, besides the design being the Baroque period, which was in the again, like the 1600s, also the Old English stamp and the border, all from that time period. Also the Old English, but also this is a 22 karat gold that we've stamped on the outside and down here with the age of the book. The other thing we also chose to use in this was a type of leather that had the made in Italy by a 5th generation tannery in Italy, and this has the markings of an old piece of leather, even though it's brand new. And the way it's been tanned is very special. It gives it a look and feel of true calfskin, the way it's been tanned. And so it burnishes and polishes with age. So as this gets older, this is going to look more and more beautiful. So nice choice in leather. The color is considered British tan, which the first mention of British tan goes all the way back to 1590. So again, the color even matches with the time frame that this book was done. Also, the customer chose to have end sheets that were marbled, hand marbled in Italy, and these are somewhat similar in design to what was on the original book, and it has the gold highlights in the hand marbling. So again, this was done with a leather, has a headband material. A lot of the headband material that was from that time period was made by hand, obviously. So this is a leather piece that blends in nicely. And then also we have the raised ribs, as you can see, kind of oversized. It looks nice. It really gives a lot of design to the original book. Being too that, of course, in the original binding, there's ribs behind the book itself in the binding. So it really lends to the age of the book and the look and the feel. So again, thanks for looking at custom bookbinding. This is a 1630 called a Quarto, because if it's a little bit smaller, it's not like a big pulpit Bible, but just a little bit smaller in size.